Good day everyone! This is Kyla Margatos from BS Ed English 3, and today we are going to talk about curriculum mapping, and we aim to cover the following objectives: discuss the benefits of curriculum mapping, create an infographic that highlights the importance of curriculum mapping in education, and demonstrate understanding on what is curriculum mapping. When we are traveling, we don't want to get lost. When we are traveling to a certain destination for the first time, we need all the help we can get. And maps helps us this way. In schooling, such as homeschooling, we also need a curriculum map. What do you plan to cover for this year with your lessons? Are you sure that your lessons with science is integrated with math? Or are they age appropriate? Well, curriculum maps can help you in this way. To begin with, let us first define curriculum mapping. Curriculum mapping is a system that thematically aligns assessment, curriculum, and instructions. It is a process to improve communication and instruction among all teachers. So, curriculum mapping is a process that enables districts to gather data on what is actually being taught and what students are actually learning. It was introduced by Heidi Hayes Jacobs in 2004 in her book Getting Results with Curriculum Mapping. Essentially, it is the roadmap to teaching. It helps teachers ensure that students get from point A to point B. Teachers can gain an understanding of what needs to be taught and what learning outcomes need to be addressed. Curriculum mapping also provides teachers with an understanding of what has previously been taught and where students are heading next. Basically, curriculum mapping is the process indexing or diagramming a curriculum to identify and address academic gaps, redundancies, and misalignments for purposes of improving the overall coherence of a course of study and, by extension, its effectiveness or a curriculum, in a sense that the term is typically used by educators, encompasses everything that teachers teach to students in a school or course, including the instructional materials and techniques they use. In most cases, curriculum mapping refers to the alignment of learning standards and teaching. For example, how well and to what extent a school or teacher has matched the content that students are actually taught with the academic expectations described in learning standards. But it may also refer to the mapping and alignment of all the many elements that are entailed in educating students, including assessments, textbooks, assignments, lessons, and instructional techniques. Richard Anderson, Director of Information Services in Washington International School in Washington, D.C., further defines curriculum mapping as an ongoing process for documenting what's being taught in a meaningful way that's connected to learning outcomes and encourages frequent reflection and planning to better meet students' needs. So what is a curriculum map? According to Dijor and Kenny 2015, a curriculum map is a matrix showing the alignment of course learning outcomes with the program learning outcomes. Generally speaking, a coherent curriculum is well organized and purposely designed to facilitate learning. Second, free of academic gaps and needless repetitions. And third, aligned across curriculums, courses, subject areas, and grade levels. When educators map a curriculum, they are working to ensure that what students are actually taught matches the academic expectations in a particular subject area or grade level. Before the advent of computers and the internet, educators would create curriculum maps on paper and poster board. Today, educators are far more likely to use spreadsheets, software programs, and online services that are specifically dedicated to curriculum mapping. The final product is often called a curriculum map, and educators will use the map to plan courses, lessons, and teaching strategies in a school. While the specific approach or strategies used to map a curriculum may vary widely from district to district, school to school, or even teacher to teacher, the process typically aims to achieve a few common goals. A. Vertical coherence. When a curriculum is vertically aligned or vertically coherent, what students learn in one lesson, course, or grade level prepares them for the next lesson, course, or grade level. Curriculum mapping aims to ensure that teaching is purposefully structured and logically sequenced across grade levels so that students are building on what they have previously learned and learning the knowledge and skills that will progressively prepare them for more challenging, higher level work. Second, horizontal coherence. When a curriculum is horizontally aligned or horizontally coherent, what students are learning in 1/9 grade biology course, for example, mirrors what other students are learning in a different 9th grade biology course. Curriculum mapping aims to ensure that the assessments, tests, and other methods teachers use to evaluate learning achievement and progress are based on what has actually been taught to students and on the learning standards that the students are expected to meet in a particular course, subject area, or grade level. Third, subject area coherence. When a curriculum is coherent within a subject area, such as mathematics, science, or history, it may be aligned both within and across grade levels. Curriculum mapping for subject area coherence aims to ensure that teachers are working toward the same learning standards in similar contexts, say 3 different 9th grade algebra courses taught by different teachers, and that students are also learning the same amount of content and receiving the same quality of instruction across subject area courses. Lastly is the interdisciplinary coherence. When a curriculum is coherent across multiple subject areas, such as mathematics, science, and history, it may be aligned both within and across grade levels. Curriculum mapping for interdisciplinary coherence may focus on skills and work habits that students need to succeed in any academic course or discipline, such as reading skills, writing skills, technology skills, and critical thinking skills. Improving interdisciplinary coherence across a curriculum, for example, might entail teaching students reading and writing skills in all academic courses, not just English courses. Now, let us talk about the importance of curriculum mapping. First, it allows teachers and administrators to focus and balance between the content across curricula. Next, it allows them to look into each classroom and see what children learn and helps them gather data on redundancies or gaps in the course content. Curriculum mapping also helps teachers and administrators assess the structures of the course and the timescale plan of when specific lessons or concepts are taught. So there are several reasons why curriculum mapping is important. First, mapping provides an organized path. The curriculum sets the expectations for what students should be taught regardless of where they live or their background. It is presented as a progression of learning from the beginning years through to a student's final years of schooling. You aren't going to teach kindergarten students algebra when they don't even know their whole numbers yet. And senior high school students don't need to be assessed on letters and sounds. The outlining of this progression allows teachers, parents, students, and members of the wider community what is to be taught and when. Because essentially, the curriculum serves as a map outlining where teachers and students begin the learning journey, where they need to go, and how they will get there. Next, it ensures alignment with the standards. While most teachers take pride in creating and delivering rigorous and engaging lessons that cater to the individual needs of their students, these lessons need to align with the outcomes. The benefit to curriculum mapping is that it improves the links between curriculum, assessment, and instruction in schools. The curriculum sets out the focus and outcomes for what needs to be taught in a given year, and the outcomes students need to be working towards within each subject in that year. It is clear that what teachers need to teach is exactly what students should be learning. Shared goals make it easier for teachers to align their teaching and learning activities with the students' academic needs. This also ensures student success, as well as outlining the goals that teachers and students must work towards in a given year. The curriculum also standardizes the learning focus and goals for the entire school. It provides a clear path for students to progress from one grade to another. Students must meet certain benchmarks before moving on to more advanced subjects. Having a whole school curriculum alleviates the needs for teachers to create their own learning objectives and somehow coordinate with each other to ensure that their students are on track. Next, it increases communication and collaboration between staff. A good curriculum map connects teachers from across grade levels and subject areas to look at the big picture of student learning. Teachers can work together to plan a progression of topics that build off of the ones that came before and connect across disciplines. The result? You reinforce knowledge over time and make sure that students are prepared for what's coming next. It is an overall guide as to what needs to be taught and how the standards and outcomes are addressed. However, looking at the websites containing this information can be overwhelming and confusing. To gain an understanding of where students come from and where they are heading is important. Most teachers, however, simply don't have the time to visit and read all the information for all the year groups. This is where curriculum mapping comes in. At the beginning of each year, teachers of each year or stage should get together to clarify the year's curriculum. It is important to discuss information and resources to ensure alignment and instructional design. Teachers should also understand and discuss the outcomes students are working towards and identify any students who require adjustments in order to access the curriculum. Once the core content and aligning outcomes have been identified, this information should be put into a document that is shared with all staff. It should also be placed in each teacher's binder. This ensures that when students progress, teachers know what content and outcomes have been covered and achieved. Next, it is a map for student progress. You know the old saying by Maya Angelou, if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. Well, the saying is true when it comes to student progress and curriculum mapping. While curriculum mapping provides a guide for what teachers need to be teaching students in relation to the year those students are in, it also allows teachers to map students' individual progress in relation to those concepts. For example, before learning multiplication and division, students must learn their whole numbers, then how to add and subtract these numbers from one and that another. If it is recognized that students have difficulty understanding the concepts one year, that information should be conveyed so that those concepts can continue to be explored the following year. Whilst it is important for teachers to be aware of the path they must teach, it is also important that this path is made clear to students. Students need goals for what they are going to learn. Teachers must also acknowledge students as individuals coming to school with their own unique experiences and abilities. Teachers need to ensure that the curriculum is accessible and relevant to students. Through curriculum mapping, teachers can provide evidence of differentiation and also provide information to assist one another as students progress through their schooling. By following the curriculum, teachers can prepare students to continue on their journey the following year, and the year after, and for many more years in a logical and organized manner. Lastly, it is a reflective practice tool. Curriculum mapping is a reflective process. It helps teachers understand what has been taught in a class and how learning outcomes were assessed. Curriculum mapping also allows teachers to be reflective of what students were engaged with, what students required additional support or extension, and how improvements can be made to better meet students' needs. It encourages continuous improvement for both individual teachers and the school as a whole. It is important to remember that the curriculum is not an isolated entity for a single school year. Rather, it is a giant framework of interconnecting paths that map the curriculums for each grade. We want our students to succeed as they progress through their schooling. And now, let us tackle the benefits of curriculum mapping. Number 1. It increases student achievement. Create and analyze curriculum with compliance to standards. Curriculum mapping system is a powerful tool designed for teachers using cutting-edge technology for making continuous learning improvements and increase student achievement. Next, simple, user-friendly, and cost-effective. Curriculum mapping system is an easy-to-use and affordable solution to educational institutions. By cutting back on the time spent with manual processing, institutions can automate, simplify, and streamline curriculum tasks to make teachers more effective. Third, enhance communication and collaboration. Curriculum Mapper allows real-time communication and collaboration between teachers and students for taking informed decisions. Fourth, enrich learning and instruction delivery. Teachers can upload documents, files, and images to their curriculum maps and provide role-based access to students to view the attachments. Cloud-based syllables tracking and lesson planning software allows easy access to curriculum, syllables, and lesson plan data wherever you are. Fifth, performance tracker. Curriculum mapping is an ongoing process focused on student learning and success. Create dashboards and reports on curriculum data including assignments, examinations, tests, and assessments to help teachers and administrators track and analyze the impact of curriculum maps on student achievement. Sixth, easy to integrate. Technology integration is challenging, but can be made easy after making some adjustments. Seamlessly integrate curriculum mapping software with existing systems or third-party applications. Seventh, fully customizable. The curriculum management solution is fully customizable to adapt to the unique needs of schools across multiple campuses. Eighth, highly safe and secure. Data security breaches is a major area of concern for administrators, but security, safety, and secrecy is not an issue with Curriculum Mapper. Role-based authentication enables eligible students to safely access records and prevents unauthorized users to gain entry into the system. Ninth, curriculum on the go. Curriculum mapping systems can be accessed on mobile devices including iPhone and Android phones. Get real-time curriculum updates right on the palm of your hand. 10th, flexible deployment options. By providing flexibility in deployment, the institute can host the curriculum mapping system on cloud or on premises. 11th, allows teachers who teach the same subjects a way of reaching the same benchmarks and goals. And lastly, can be immensely helpful in knowing students' background knowledge coming into each level of class. So the continuation of this report will be tackled by Miss Jean Franz Sanito. That's it for my report. Thank you and God bless.